Hello everybody and welcome to the channel, and we have got the details for the Orisa tank rework and the Doomfist mega tank rework, and in this video we're going to go over all of this. It's going to be beautiful. So there's this new blog post which has been put up by Blizzard, and it's beautiful. I love the title of this. It says Legend of Talon and Hero of Numbani, Doomfist and Orisa's tank overhaul. So let's go into all the details. We also get this picture first. This is Doomfist using one of his new abilities, and what is that skin? Is that the new Doomfist? That's the new Doomfist, isn't it? That's the new Doomfist. Oh my god, that's the new Doomfist. Sick. Two opposing forces, one a benevolent protector of Numbani, the other a mighty successor to the city's Scourge, are both receiving reworks just in time for the Overwatch 2 PvP beta. Although the new 5v5 team composition will change the way tanks approach teamfights, their primary objectives will remain the same. Focus on making space for their team, initiate engagement, and peel for allies in trouble. Overall, they're going to feel brawlier, dishing out damage while utilising their strong defensive capabilities. Lead hero designer Jeff Goodman led the charge on Doomfist's transition from damage to tank hero, and senior hero designer Brandon Brennan took point on the Orisa rework. Let's jump into how both heroes have been tailored to fit the changes coming in Overwatch 2. Okay, all right. So first up, Doomfist. And oh, he looks sick, Doomfist does. He looks way better than the normal Doomfist. What the hell? He looks really good. I like the red on him because he's Talon. He should look evil. I love it. It's really cool. Okay, Doomfist. What have we got? General. He's now a tank. Okay. Health increased to 450. Hand cannon. Ammo recovery increased to once every 0.4 seconds. Damage reduced from 6 to 5 per pellet. Okay, so less damage on his primary fire. Power block. This is a new ability. Protect yourself from frontal attacks. Blocking heavy damage empowers rocket punch. Okay, so frontal block, but that powers up rocket punch. Empowered rocket punch travels faster, so he flies faster when he punches. He goes further and he deals increased damage. Cool. Uppercut ability removed. Rocket punch, max charge time increased to 1 second. Impact damage reduced from 15 to 30. So that's a big drop. Wall slam damage reduced from 20 to 40. Yeah, so they've dropped down quite a bit, I guess. Well, he's a tank, right? So yeah, you'd have to have reduction in damage. Seismic Slam now launches you just like Winston's Leaf. Cool. On landing, it deals damage and slows enemies. Cool. Meteor Strike now adds a slow effect to all enemies hit. Outer ring damage reduced to 100 to 15. Activation time reduced to 0.5 seconds. Okay, so damage nerfs for Doomfist, but he's now a tank. I think the key thing for Doomfist is if they can keep his gameplay the same, then I think the Doomfist rework will probably be considered a success. Anyway, let's see what they say, because there's a massive load of information here. Doomfist's current playstyle is unique, even for a damage hero. He's a fast-paced, mobile, and lethal brawling machine. Doomfist is a combo hero, taking a page out of fighting games. We want to keep that feeling while moving him to the tank role, explains Goodman. Some abilities, he says, will seem familiar, while others will further define him as a tank. His base health is increasing from 250 to 450, putting him much more in line with other tank heroes. Hand cannon will function similarly, trading faster ammo recharge for slightly less damage. Rocket punch is quicker and deals less damage, but still has the potential to knock back enemies. Power block is the new core of Doomfist kit. With power block, Doomfist enters a defensive stance that reduces all damage taken from the front by 90%. Doomfist's gauntlet becomes charged if he blocks enough damage with his power block. His charged gauntlet empowers his next rocket punch's damage, knockback radius, travel speed, and distance. His targets will be stunned if he knocks them against a wall. Opposing players should be cautious about charging Doomfist's gauntlet, says Goodman. Power block feels kind of like Zarya when people shoot into her shields, but instead of passively gaining damage, his next punch will get a buff that lasts until he either uses rocket punch or is eliminated. Doomfist's kit rewards both defensive and offensive playstyles with many high damage combos. When he blocks damage for his team, he can quickly charge Rocket Punch, knock enemies back, and potentially stun them for around 1 second if they are punched into a wall. When you block a hard-hitting attack, you get powered up instantly. It almost feels like a parry, says Goodman. And I guess this is him doing it. Like, yeah, it looks like a shield, doesn't it, in front of him? So very clearly it looks like a mega Zarya bubble. But I mean, he's doing this. So like when Doomfist does this, do not shoot him or shoot him in the back of the head or something. Don't shoot him at the front. Seismic Slam now launches Doomfist in the air towards where you're aiming, like Winston's Leap. Upon landing, he creates a shockwave that damages and slows enemies. Doomfist has super fluid mobility on all planes right now, says Goodman. He gained a ton of mobility with Seismic Slam, but he doesn't have as much jerky, unpredictable movement. He has many similarities to other disruptor tanks like Wrecking Ball or Winston, so it's important to be very aware of Doomfist placement. For example, remembering that power block only damages from the front is key when jumping into the enemy team with Seismic Slam. You'll want to ensure that you jump all the way over your enemies so you can power block their damage and rocket punch them into your team without taking heavy hits from the back. That's kind of cool. So Doomfist is like going in, turning around, charging up his block, then like punching them all back into his team with his big knockback punch now. That sounds cool. Doomfist's ultimate Meteor Strike has gained a new utility and a shorter cast time. Overall, the damage is being reduced, but the impact damage at the center will still be a hard hitter. So I guess that will still be 300 damage, right? I'm pretty sure it's 300 damage normally. So right in the center, 300 damage, still going to kill people. The knockback has been removed and replaced by a slow for all enemies hit, making this ability a great initiation tool for your team. The modified ultimate, paired with his tank-aligned changes, enable the quick, impactful gameplay that he has had as a damage hero, while his new positioning and combo require more finesse to manage. He is transformed into a more approachable, free-flowing, and impactful tank, all while feeling familiar to current Doomfist players. Okay, that's the thing, isn't it? If this feels like Doomfist to Doomfist players, then it's a good job. Cool stuff. Okay, let's move on to Erisa. That's not a new look at Erisa. That's just Erisa. So there you go. So rework details for Erisa. Oh my lord. So we were guessing that she's going to have spears because there was some leaks about Erisa throwing spears and stuff, and it's like, Anyway, augmented fusion driver now rapidly fires large projectiles. Projectiles start large and then shrink down. Using a heat mechanic instead of ammo and reload. Energy Javelin. Launch your Javelin at an enemy to stun and knock them back. More effective if the enemy hits a wall. Fortify now also gains 125 temporary health. Now also slowed by 20% while active. Reduces heat generated from firing by 50% while active. Javelin Spin. Spin your Javelin to destroy projectiles, push enemies, and increase forward speed. Terra Surge. Sweeping enemies and anchor down. Gaining the effects of Fortify and charging up a surge of damage. Use Primary Fire to unleash the surge early. What? Abilities removed. Protective Barrier. Hey! Halt. Hey! Supercharger. Oh. Okay, what the hell? Okay, let's... Give me the details. Erisa, oh my lord. While some of Doomfist's power was shifted to his defensive abilities to make him a viable tank pick, Erisa underwent the opposite. The team noticed that she struggled with brawling and toe-to-toe engagements, so we had to adapt her into the future of the game. We don't take Erisa's rework lightly, says Brennan. We want it to be meaningful to the game and feel good for players who are attached to her. Erisa's rework will adapt her playstyle to 5v5 and give her more tools to engage in team fights. Her health and armor are being increased to help her push head-on into the enemy team. Erisa's primary fire is a projectile that is larger and does more damage the closer she is to enemies. Instead of ammo, her primary fire builds up heat that only decreases when not firing her weapon. If her weapon overheats, it will be unusable for 3 seconds. We want Erisa to push and engage enemies more, says Brennan. Her gun encourages her to get close to enemies and play more forward in Overwatch 2. Erisa's secondary fire, Energy Javelin, is now a skill shot projectile javelin that impacts the first enemy in its path. It's a micro stun and can do more damage when there's a wall behind you, says Brennan. Javelin Spin, another new ability, enables Erisa to rapidly spin a javelin that destroys incoming projectiles, increases forward movement speed, and damages enemies while pushing them back. A primary purpose of Javelin Spin is to help Erisa engage and get into the fight, says Brennan. When paired with her other abilities, it can become a lethal combo. You can herd enemies backwards and follow up with an energy javelin to push them into a wall. Fortify has received a few adjustments to fit her new playstyle, including generating less heat with Orisa's primary weapon, allowing her to fire it for longer. The ability also provides 125 extra health, giving her increased survivability in teamfights. Brennan explains the idea behind this change is that Fortify will always yield meaningful defensive value for Orisa whenever she uses it. Good lord. Terra Surge is Orisa's new ultimate ability. She becomes fortified and pulls in nearby enemies while charging up an area of effect attack. We started her rework by removing Orisa's barrier and her halt ability. Good place to start. But we thought halt was really cool, says Brennan. We incorporated the idea of halt into Orisa's new ultimate, and this is where the pull comes from. This creates a moment for the team to rally around and quickly coordinate combos. However, enemies aren't bound to the center of Orisa's pull like Zarya's Graviton Surge, so you will need to collaborate quickly to make the most of this ultimate. As we begin beta testing with the significant shift to 5v5 and one tank per team, please keep in mind that all of these changes and reworks are a work in progress. They are subject to change, and we will see more players use these heroes in games. We will look forward to hearing your feedback and seeing these reworked heroes shine in the upcoming PvP beta. Okay, so what is really cool here, this ultimate, notice that they actually say, you know, you have to be quick to collaborate and make the most of this ultimate. Similar to Sojourn, right? Because we know Sojourn's overclock ultimate, you have to land the shots. So are they moving more into a world where it's like skill-based ultis instead of just press buttons and they do things? Like you have to, you know, use the ultimate effect. Like you can pop the ultimate and waste it. That's really cool. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all of this. Oh my God, this sounds insane. This sounds like they've turned Orisa into like some absolute killing machine on the front line that rushes in with the speed boost from Javelin spin and then just like kills everyone. And then if she's got her ult, just pops her ult and sucks everyone in and like, what the hell? And Doomfist, this seems really elegant to me. This seems like they're trying, or well, they do say they're trying to keep his playstyle intact. I can't wait to see this one in play. It's going to be funky. All right, guys. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been the details for the Orisa and the Doomfist tank reworks in the Overwatch 2 PvP beta, which is upcoming in a couple of days now. Yeah, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. I've been Stylosa. You can follow me on everything, which is at Stylosa. Well, it's at Stylosa UL on TikTok. And yeah, go and follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Stylosa and all that good stuff. And the same on Twitter and all of that. And I'll catch you lovely lot on the next video. Toodaloo.